No thoughts, no emotions. Just want to quit tennis right now, but we'll see.
She was supposed to win this tournament, not just as a formality. The bracket had cleared the way for her, the weather was cooperating early, and she was a setup and cruising. Then something happened that nobody in that stadium saw coming. Aryna Sabalenka, the world number one, the woman who walked into this French Open as the unquestioned favorite, lost. Not in a close, competitive, inch-by-inch kind of way either. She lost the final set 6-0. A bagel. Against a player who had never been past the fourth round of a Grand Slam in her life. Diana Shnaider just put together one of the most stunning comebacks this tournament has seen, and in doing so, she sent Sabalenka home early again. Let's go back to the beginning of Wednesday's quarterfinal, because the way this match started made what happened at the end feel almost impossible. Conditions were rough. Wind gusts hitting over 25 miles per hour, making the ball unpredictable off the strings and turning serves into something between a gamble and a prayer. Both players were struggling, but Sabalenka adjusted faster. She kept her game clean, kept her errors down, and took the first set 6-3. On paper, it looked like the kind of controlled, dominant performance you'd expect from the number one player in the world. And then the second set started, and for a while it just looked like more of the same. Sabalenka jumped ahead 4-1. Shnaider was fighting, but she looked like a player who knew she was running out of time. One more break. One clean service hold. That was all Sabalenka needed, and this match was over. She got a 5-3 instead. 1 game away from the match. That's when it shifted. Nobody can fully explain these moments in tennis, when the pressure of the occasion starts pressing down on one player and lifting another. Sabalenka had been to this point before. The finals, the semifinals, the deep runs in Paris. She'd never closed it out here. And in that moment, at 5-3 in the second, you wonder whether some part of that history was sitting in the back of her mind. Shnaider won 4 straight games. Took the second set 7-5. And just like that, for the first time in this entire tournament, Sabalenka had dropped a set. What followed was not a competitive third set. It was a dismantling. Shnaider came out playing the kind of tennis that makes you go back and double-check her ranking just to make sure you're watching the right match. She was clean, aggressive, and completely locked in. Sabalenka, meanwhile, started handing over points she normally makes her opponents earn. Unforced errors that looked almost foreign coming from her racket. The world number one, suddenly playing like someone trying to remember how to win. By the time the score reached 5-0 in the final set, it wasn't really a question of whether Shnaider would win. It was just a matter of the formality of the final game. She closed it out without drama. 6-0. Match over. Sabalenka walked to the net, shook hands, and then delivered one of the more memorable post-match quotes you'll hear at a major. She said she just wants to quit tennis right now. Not out of anger, not directed at anyone, just the raw, unfiltered exhaustion of someone who keeps coming back to Roland Garros and keeps leaving without the title. Because here's the thing about this loss that makes it sting differently. This wasn't just a bad day against a great opponent. This was supposed to be the year it finally came together for her at the French Open. The women's draw had fallen apart around her. Top seeds knocked out early. Contenders sent home before the second week even started. By the quarterfinals, the highest remaining seed in her half of the draw was Mira Andreeva at number 8. Sabalenka had never had a cleaner path to a French Open title than she had walking into this week. Now that path belongs to someone else. Shnaider advances to the semifinals, the deepest Grand Slam run of her career by a significant margin. Her previous best was reaching the 4th round at the U.S. Open back in 2024. Now she's in the Final Four at Roland Garros, and she'll face Maja Chwalińska, another surprise story, who earlier on Wednesday took down the 22nd seed Aryna Sabalenka. These two have faced each other once before, and Shnaider won that match. But none of that previous record matters much in a semifinal at a major. On the other side of the bracket, Mira Andreeva is probably the closest thing left to a favorite. She's young, she's been playing well, and she came into this week with genuine momentum. But after everything that's happened in the women's draw this fortnight, Calling anyone a heavy favorite feels like exactly the kind of thing that gets proven wrong the next morning. What we know for certain is this. The French Open title is wide open, and it's going to a player who has never won it before. That was already true before Wednesday. After Wednesday, it just feels more real. As for Sabalenka, she'll be back. She's made deep runs here 4 years in a row. She'll come back in 2027 probably as the favorite again, probably with the same questions following her into Paris about whether she can finally win it. That's just the story she's been handed at this tournament. And until she changes the ending, it keeps writing itself the same way. But that's a conversation for next year. Right now, it's Schneider's moment. And nobody who watched that third set is going to forget it.